Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Can we talk with Monique? I am Monique. Thank you so much for joining me today. And to all of you who are new, welcome. And those who have been here before, thank you so much for your support. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like this content. And don't forget to hit that bell. That way YouTube will notify you of all my uploads. So guys, let's get into this. Now I told you I was going to come back and I got to start from the very beginning to create that what I believe is the connection with Erica right here in this picture and Mr. Ernesto. Now, I don't know if you remember that phone call that I think Shirley and him talking, and I'll go through that phone call again, where he claimed like, I really don't know her. She said she was a lawyer. But I believe they know each other, because guess what? He said he did. And yeah, she is, the queen of the South. But anyway, let's go back. This is from the Georgia Sun. Now, I know a lot of people like to read like the major newspapers, like, the Atlanta Journal, but sometimes the smaller newspapers with some real reporters, like I'm trying to be here on YouTube. Yeah. Tom Chandler, this is dated October 25th, 2022, Tom Chandler, and I am so thankful he reported this because I'm going somewhere with this. Some people ask me like, where's the money? What's going on? How did they do this? Let's talk about it. Arrest made in $1 million fraud scheme in Roswell, okay? This is dated October 25th, 2022, and this is with Tom Chandler, okay? This is for fair use for educational and commentary purposes by way of the Fair Use Act. So they're their mugshots of them. So this is Roswell. Let's talk about it. Okay. And a lot of you guys know this story, but I'm going somewhere with it. So hang on, okay? The Roswell Police Department has made multiple arrests in an extensive $1 million fraud scheme and is looking for more anticipated victims. Wow. And it said extensive. Let's go. The investigation. Dun-dun-dun-dun. I should have some music to go with this or some sound effects, but I don't. Okay. In early June of this year, Roswell detectives began an investigation into reported rental fraud at a property in the 900 block of Pine Grove Road. Now, everybody knows about this. I think it's 980 Pine Grove Road. You can go to Chronicle Speaks. I think Pam Esquire had a breakdown. I think everybody had a breakdown of these two properties that were door to door. I think even infamous Sylvia went and took a drive by those places. Okay. So I don't even have to go into it. It started with an investigation of reported rental fraud. Okay. As that investigation progressed, so it wasn't them trying to look into him or her per se. It started with the rental fraud. But I think them paperworks that was inside that car and stuff that they found in there was like, wait a minute, what is all this? That's how this thing got started. It says, as that investigation progressed, detectives uncovered what they call an expansive. Did you hear me? I'm reading this from the newspaper. Fraudulent business scheme that resulted in the arrest of 57-year-old Ernest Williams, aka Nesto, by most associates and victims, as well as 46-year-old Erica King, aka Erica Hughley, or Erica Hughley Rothschild. Erica, she's out of prison right now. I just, I know hindsight right now is 2020, and I know you wish you never, a lot of times, yeah, let me go on. Okay, so that's how the investigation began, who's involved, and what they found. Okay, it started with the investigation of reported fraud at the 900 block of Pine Grove. Both were arrested and booked into the Fulton County Jail on a host of fraud, forgery, and theft charges. Okay? Next, the scheme. Okay? While police say the criminal acts are broad, a large portion of the duo's efforts allegedly, I love the word, I like that reporter, allegedly focused on, now a lot of people have asked me and asked how with the money, the cars, and I was going somewhere. I tried to establish the fact that he liked a lot of cars, nice things, but you got to be able to purchase them and get them and obtain them, and register. And even the young lady Hazel, who did a live, and she talked about her story of looking for a job at a Buckhead barbershop that rhymed with pesto. She said that she went with him one day, somebody who owned the barbershop, to go register a vehicle. Now, let's get back. The scheme. While police say the criminal acts are broad, a large portion of the duo's efforts allegedly focus on, pay attention, this is how I believe it was done. It said allegedly. On running shell companies. Did you hear me? Shell companies, many devoted to business growth, development, and coaching. I believe there was some documents, I don't know for sure, that showed the documentation of these companies. These said alleged companies. Now, some of them were devoted to business growth, development, and coaching. So I'm assuming, anybody can start a business at the Secretary of State, okay? And say it's a corporation, okay? That's the first thing. So I'm sure they've gotten in contact with the Secretary of State. I'm sure the investigation has gone there. But I'm not done. So it was devoted to business growth, development, coaching, allegedly to help people grow their business, their, online presence and stuff. So maybe they, had some names that had like coaching or business development. I don't know, but I'm assuming. What is a shell company? Let's talk about a shell company. Let's give a definition of a shell company. It says a shell company is a business that is created to hold funds. Let's keep that picture up there, and manage another entity's financial transactions. Unlike traditional companies, shell corporations don't have employees and aren't traded on exchanges. Shell companies neither make money nor provide customers with products or services. In fact, the only normal business practice that shell companies participate in is keeping track of the assets they hold, which usually doesn't amount to much money. But let's see how it's used, illegally. Okay, so I'm going somewhere with this. Okay, so shell companies can be used in a legal manner, and sometimes people use shell companies and they'll transfer money over across seas and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if they did that, but I'm just giving you some examples. However, there's something called illegal shell companies. Shell companies are often set up to mask the identity of whoever stashes their assets within them. Normally, shell companies have their own addresses. The U.S. requires shell companies to register with the SEC. So while they may seem like regular businesses, at least on paper, in reality, they're only shells. If you were to try to track down the information about a shell company, you would likely come in contact with the business manager. And you know what? There was always a business manager or somebody who handled the business, and he would always kind of keep, something. I don't know if maybe the intellects can tell you. There's something called arm's length. He always kept these folks arm's length. It has been alleged that he always said, I don't handle this. Somebody named such and such handles this, or my manager, my assistant handles this. Remember? Come on, I'm going somewhere with this. It says, if you were to track down information about a shell company, you would likely come in contact with the business managers, who are really just the company's accountants or attorneys, or maybe you in cahoots with, it might be difficult to find out who actually owns the money inside the shell corporations. Occasionally, companies take advantage of the secretive nature of shell companies by participating, unfortunately, in illegitimate activities like money laundering. Reportedly, that's just one of the crimes that the individuals involved in a particular Panama Papers scandal committed. I'm not saying he did this, but they said here about shell companies, allegedly. Are you getting it? And it goes back to the manager, or assistant. I'm just saying, because you don't want your identity to be known. If they don't want it attached to them. It's because this person, Mr. Ernesto, is a prior convicted felon. So if it is found that he is involved with certain things and certain things come crumbling down, or there's some, illegal, ill-gotten goods, or, some that he doesn't want it up, that would make sense. You don't want it coming back to you, right? Because if your name is attached to this, then you are being charged and you're liable. Okay, that was a scheme. Let's go down. According to the Roswell Police Department, and I'm sorry, I had to give the definition so people can understand where I'm going. According to the Roswell Police Department, Williams and King would draw in victims with the anticipation of growing their brands, missions, or life goals, and receive significant payment for goods and services that were never provided. Detectives say they have uncovered over a dozen victims with a combined monetary or property loss exceeding $1 million, and believe there is a very strong likelihood others have been taken advantage of by Williams and King as well. Then it goes down here to say, were you a victim? If you have any additional information about this case or believe you've been victimized by Ernesto Williams or Erica King, please contact the Officer Fields, and that must be that Officer Fields that he just can't stand. nfields@roswellgov.com, and there's a number. Anonymous information can be provided at Crime Stoppers in Atlanta, www.stopcrimeatl.org, and it's 404-577-TIPS. Okay? So this, in my belief, and I believe this is how it was done, because remember I told y'all, I established the fact that there were a lot of cars and vehicles and stuff being purchased. Somebody had to purchase these vehicles, register them under the business name or the shell corporations, multiple cars. And if you do, he traveled a lot. He knew how to get around, and he had a mobile barbershop and stuff. But if you set up corporations, i.e. in multiple states, and set up residency there, you can have multiple shell corporations and then go, it is my belief, and purchase these multiple vehicles at different places. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Now, we do know this is Erica Hughley, Rothschild, and this is all alleged. This is just what I'm surmising in my mind. I don't know for sure. I really don't know. But I just want to play a video. Hold on one second. Hold on. I'm going to play a video because, I remember him saying something to the effect like, I don't know her. I don't know who this person is. So let's go here.
Discovered I got a flat tire and no one can help. It pays to be prepared. Keep this in your glove box. This thing is amazing. Why didn't I get this sooner? Take a look.
Okay, hold on. I want to skip that. Excuse me. I got too many screens going and too many things going at one time. Too many. Okay, let's play this. Now she's pulling up in looks like a Rolls Royce. And this looks like this is the fall, because you look at the trees, right? She has a jacket on. It's fall or winter. Don't know when. And look at here. Look at here. Erica King. On that bus.
Queen of the South, what you doing over here?
What up, Ernesto?
How you doing?
Had to come check on you in my neck of the woods.
Boy, you made my day. Erica King.
Always.
The famous.
My OG called me, I gotta pull up.
Hey, I so appreciate you. Queen of the South.
Mm-hmm.
The money maker.
Money maker.
The maker. All of above. My friend. Erica King. Thank you. Let's talk about that.
Okay. He called her the money maker. He called her friend. So they know each other. So this is not a situation where, in my belief, that they don't know each other. And it is my belief also, guys, I don't like to make fun of people. I'm not here to drag people, but it is evident to me that Ernesto's education, I mean, he might be street smart and a gangster. That might very well be true. But as far as reading the books and, the paperwork and stuff, I don't think he was capable. And what I think he utilized in that area, in that arena, Erica, if I'm not mistaken, has done some college. So she's educated. I think she used to be some sort of evangelist at one point in time. I think he utilized her to do the paperwork, file the paperwork, read the paperwork, fill out the paperwork, his assistant, his manager, his eyes and his ears for certain things of that nature. Now, y'all remember that scene where I think it looked like they were in another state. I'm not exactly sure what state that was. And it's a picture of her with her Burberry on. That's why I showed y'all that picture. They were in a whole nother state, but she had the paperwork there. I believe she was a part of this whole situation. And I believe she did a lot of the paperwork, the filling out the paperwork, the filing of the documents. And she was arm's length. That is who the dealerships and businesses would contact her. It kept him arm's length because of his record and to keep his name and his association. She was like, I don't have anything to do with it. She does all of my stuff. You have to speak to my such and such. And I think by setting up these companies, they were able to, I'm trying to look for that particular picture. By setting up these shell companies, allegedly, that's how they were able to, in my opinion, I just read to you what a shell company was, how it can be used, what they use it for. Because my thing is, he had plenty of cars. Right. And there's nothing wrong with having companies. Shell companies can be legal or illegal. However, it had to be purchased. And I believe when they arrested him, they went into his belongings and found all of this paperwork he was riding around with. And I think he kept some of the paperwork at his home, other home, and he kept some of it in his vehicle away from Shirley. So she didn't know. I don't necessarily think she knew about all of these particular doings and goings ons. And so I got some videos to kind of show you what I found. But y'all, this is how I think some of this was done. Because you see all those vehicles. I mean, you got to have money to purchase vehicles, right? Or some sort of credit or be able to. And I look, this is what I believe. I believe this article to be true. And I believe this is how they were moving. Yes. And I believe the 5-0, the Popo, law enforcement, they saw those documents, those not only maybe leases, but also contracts for cars, maybe mail. It was said that I think the Rolls Royce was in repossession. They had a lot of, and like I said, some people think he doesn't have money. I am of the belief that this is what I believe about that GoFundMe. The GoFundMe was set up, I believe, to try to legitimize the funds if they could raise money for a lawyer. There's no way for his friend or any of his associates, including his family, if they don't have legitimate jobs or inheritance or some life insurance money or a home that they purchased themselves in their names, you can't utilize those things to go because they're going to trace those funds. So if he does have money offshore, hidden somewhere in somebody else's name, because a lot of times they'll do that, you're going to have to prove where the money comes from. So you really can't come and be like, I'm going to put $40,000 because they are going to want to know where they look. Everybody's bank account is probably being monitored. Everybody involved with him, children, ex-wives, acquaintances are being probably monitored to see where deposits. I'm telling you, it is a huge situationship going on here. And someone just can't. Now, if all the money came from a GoFundMe, we could say all this money came from GoFundMe. People donated. I believe they do have some, because I remember him talking to Dre saying, hey, I need 40. I need 40. I believe there's money. I believe there's money hidden. That's just my opinion. And they just can't get to it. Then how? Okay. And if you provide that money, where did it come from? And then it will probably end up going to the alleged victims. So do you see how, a web that's woven? So people can't really move the way they want to move right now, in my opinion, because it's like, we got the funds, but we can't just go and, because when you go and pay for somebody's lawyer, the first thing the popo is going to say, who paid for it? Who came and put the money down? Who was it? Was it their mother, father, sister, brother, daughter, son, ex-wife, girlfriend? Where did this money come from? You know what I'm saying? And then they're going to start. So I'm telling you, this is really a multiple layers, but this is how I think this allegedly has gone down. Let me know down below. And I have some more videos. It is all on, just like another YouTuber said, it's hidden in plain sight. It's right there. Some people who are so cocky and wanted to so portray that they had everything did not understand that the downfall is going to be in all the video surveillance that you provided. Nobody else provided this. And I often thought, I'm like, gosh, he films himself all the time. Like, is he setting up a tripod or does he have somebody filming? I think he did both. But this is going to be the downfall. Some of these, social media platforms, if you're really doing like illegal stuff, this stuff is timestamped. You can't run away from it. So y'all, I think Miss Hughley is the assistant, and I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave y'all with this cliffhanger. I listened to one of the phone calls from prison. This world is very small, smaller than you might think. And you never know, as a small YouTuber, content creator, one of the things I've learned is you never know who's listening to your content. You never know whether it's a celebrity or, whomever can listen. You never know who's listening. And so I'm going to tell you what happened to me. Now I'm going to leave you with this cliffhanger. I was listening to one of the phone calls from prison. And, sometimes you might walk away and I heard something. But I was like, nah. And then I went and I listened again and I walked away. I'm busy, whatever. And I heard something in the phone call. And I said, wait a minute. Did I just hear what I thought I heard? It's a small world. I heard a name of somebody that I know. All right, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. And I'll hit you up with another video. Hit that little bell and you'll be notified of all my uploads. All right, y'all. Peace. And I'm out.